Hey everybody, Logan here. Yeah, so I'm addressing this topic. As you guys know, I'm a big GTA Online, GTA 5 guy. I've done many videos, many shorts, all kinds of clips, everything from GTA Online especially. And normally I don't touch on these topics, but hey, everybody did it. And I guess as someone who plays the game quite a bit and makes quite a bit of content off of it, especially when it comes to shorts, I figured it's time that I address it. And part of it I'm okay with. Part of it, it's just sad that this is going to happen. So, GTA 6. Cat's out of the bag. We've got, basically, it's going to be in Miami. Vice City. Now, someone who's from Miami, I'm completely fine with the setting. I've grown up there. I know how things are. I get it. So one of the big issues that some people are claiming is a big issue, but no one's calling it an issue. It's like people are saying, people have problems with this. Yet there's no proof of anybody actually having a problem with it. Even on Twitter, I'm not seeing anybody having a specific problem with. There's going to be two characters, one male, one female. Female is going to be Hispanic. She's going to be Latina, and it's going to be a Bonnie and Clyde thing. Ooh, okay. They're saying first female GTA protagonist. Well, if you don't count online, because then you can create whatever you want. To me, cool, no problem. It makes sense as someone who's grown up in Miami and who's dated quite their fair share of Latinas. There's plenty of them down there, and you know what? It's not a problem. So, what people are really calling a problem, and it seems like these media outlets are focusing on that being the problem. That's not the problem. No one cares about that. I don't care about that. I think it's cool. I think everybody I know thinks it's cool. Because it's a different story. So we're going to get two characters. Okay, that's fine. That's great. And it's in Vice City. Awesome. Problem is the censorship. Again, this is not something I usually address. It's not something I talk about because it's not something that's important to games as a whole, as how I cover them, because I cover gameplay, how a game plays, how it feels, whether it's good or not, whether it's worth your money. And this actually falls into that category. No, it's not an accessory. No, it's not something tangible, sort of. But this is an issue. Again, I saw it, I rolled my eyes, and then I saw RGT85's video on it. And then I saw that Dreamcast guy was covering it too. And you know what? My thing is, I think GTA 6 is not going to be as good as any previous GTA, sadly. Gameplay is going to be solid. Graphics are going to be solid. Open world is going to be solid. But the game is going to be very lackluster compared to GTA 5. And it's mainly because of, well, what the internet refers to people like this as snowflakes. So, with that being said, I'm going to get into why I think this, but we're going to jump over to the article that I think, out of one of the ones I've read, this is going to be the one that's pretty much nice and actually tells you, what's really going on. And that comes from bounding into comics. And it's sad that I rely on comic book websites to give me straight up news on video games, unlike IGN or even Engadget's gone the way of ooh. So this article, like I said, comes from Bounding into Comics. Sources claim Rockstar Games plans to introduce female protagonists and newer offensive content that punches down in Grand Theft Auto 6. Now, Grand Theft Auto has always been one of those games that pulls no punches. So what they're trying to say about punching down means anybody who gets offended. Straight up, that's what it is. If you get offended, it's punching down, which is not the case. Grand Theft Auto, like a good comedian, there's no such thing as a sacred cow. Everything is fair game. Everyone, everything. But there's so many people out there that get offended over nonsense that it's being censored. So the game's going to suck if you like the comedy in the game. If you're just out, shooting people and committing crimes, then hey. But how about that? You can jump up out of your car, randomly kill 300 people, a grandma, an old guy, random lady on her cell phone, and that's okay. That's not offensive. But making fun of an ethnicity or the way someone talks or the way someone acts or stereotype from a certain area, and GTA 5 did that. Wow, like in such a grandiose way that if there was a stereotype, GTA made fun of it. And they made fun of like everything. They took and made a mockery of the American society, but that's the whole thing. So, with that being said, I'm going to go down to a certain part in the article, which tells you a bit about it. As per the source, there will be a pair of protagonists influenced by the Wild West Bonnie and Clyde, like I said. There will be a pair of bank robbers, and we assume lovers if the influence holds up, with the woman being Latina. That's completely fine because it's Miami. Rockstar Games may also be trying not to punch down with jokes about marginalized groups, the source claims. What's that? It's become such a broad term these days. So, the source claims, in contrast to prior games, while prior titles had seemingly mocked American society as a whole, like I mentioned, with no holds barred against any group, which is great, just like comedy should be. The outlet notes that Grand Theft Auto 5's tone was a mirror to the behavior of Rockstar Games employees. No problem with that. Sources claim the company had a workplace culture full of drinking, brawling, excursions to strip clubs. Isn't that what GTA's partially about? It's, not the cleanest thing to say. It is not the peak of humanity. It is the bottom of the barrel. So, yeah, those jokes would be a thing, as described by Bloomberg. But also crunch and long hours. The latter allegedly saw employees working nights, weekends, and the 100-hour weeks to meet development schedules, with employees spoke out against across 2018-2019. So the big thing is that they're trying to say is Rockstar Games has become kind of pansy-ish. So everybody's like, oh my god, I'm offended. So, yeah. Apparently, Rockstar has been hiring people who get offended. So I hope you don't plan on enjoying GTA the way you enjoyed it in the past, because it's censored. It's censored like there's no tomorrow. I have no problem whatsoever with the story, the protagonist of the single player, or the campaign, if you will. I'm just afraid how this is going to affect the online. Personally, I'm someone who mainly plays the online, and I enjoy listening to the radio stations and the jokes and stuff like that, and hearing the crazy things that people say, but this is going to be, like they mentioned, neutered. So comedy's going to be gone, or it's going to be comedy that isn't comedy. It's going to be late night comedy that you see on late night TV, which is just trash. It's not even funny. It's just a shame. It's just like, oh my God, that's why we've got, the internet, because if we didn't have YouTubers, comedy. So, with that being said, stuff like this, you're not going to see it because, it's offensive. I'm offended, and that's going to be a real problem. The the article goes on to talk more about the workplace, because apparently their workplace is really what's causing an issue with, I guess, the game itself. Not because of the content, because the people there don't like working. Yes, as someone who's worked and known people who worked in the game industry, crunches happen. It happens, but how many times 100-hour work weeks have you worked 100-hour work weeks? I've worked retail during the holidays, 80, 90. That's an easy one. So, I'm not trying to say anything. You shouldn't have to go to work and go, "Oh, I hate my job." Then, then we got a problem. And I think working as a game developer, it's tough, but it should not affect the game itself, because whatever the person making the game feels, it should not make its way into the game. Grand Theft Auto has a long history of just, tongue-in-cheek humor, sometimes just all out there raunchiness and violence that is only seen in certain horror films. And you know what? That's what people have grown to love, because you can't do that in real life. At least normal people, we don't do that in real life. But this is the same thing that's happening with Saints Row. Saints Row is becoming neutered. It's becoming garbage. No one's going to buy it. No one cares. More people care about Pac-Man than they do about Saints Row. And you can look at Spawn Waves poll for that. And I just, it kind of blew my mind. But, this is what people are complaining about. And it doesn't matter how much you like the game or everything that you've done. In these Grand Theft Auto games, it doesn't matter, because these people who get offended over the game, who don't even play the game, are the ones who are going to be satisfied, but they're not going to play it, and then Rockstar is going to lose money. I think there's a term for that. You probably know it. So, with that being said, here we'll go. While sources say morale has allegedly been the highest it's ever been, some aren't sure the studio can still make the chart-topping caliber of game the studio has become known for. They won't. For example, to avoid excess hours, the purported initial plan for Grand Theft Auto 6 to feature large areas based in North and South America was scrapped. So it's going to be, from what I've gathered, the game is going to be, you're going to start in a small piece of Vice City, which is going to be similar to the size of San Andreas. And then over the years, they're going to start adding in the content that they originally wanted in the first place. So, like most games these days, you're going to start out with an incomplete game, and then after you pay 2, 3, 4 times the price, then you'll get the full game. So, the game also reportedly had the codename Project Americas, which matches prior rumors that claimed the game would introduce a female protagonist. I don't see how that fits. But Project Americas means it was going to be North and South. Other articles I read, they weren't as clear. This one actually gave a lot of detail. But it was mainly a travel thing, so you could go from one area to the next, which I thought would be pretty cool. Supposedly, that is still going to happen in the long run. Well, with GTA 5 have been out for almost 10 years now, it really looks like that's what they're going to do. So everything they planned on doing in the beginning, they're like, nah, we're going to drag it out over another decade and charge you 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times and re-release the game, just like they did with 5. So let's get that out of here. This article keeps going. I really think what I just covered was really what mattered. So the changes that you're seeing are not, people don't hate it. People don't have a problem with the story. Nobody has a problem with the story. It's the toning down of what makes Grand Theft Auto. The violence, the comedy, the satire, the over-the-top, just the mockery of what GTA does, and that's going to be toned down for if you're offended, go on. Oh, my gun doesn't work against certain people. I wouldn't be surprised if they have you go into an area where you can't shoot anybody because one of the developers like, no, you can't shoot these type of people. And I'm like, I really hope all these rumors and all these things that people are spreading out there are not going to be true. I really hope that none of this is real, and it's going to be, hey, GTA 6 is going to be just like GTA 5. You're still going to get the humor. You're still going to get the raunchiness. You're still going to get the violence. And we're going to have a solid story, Bonnie and Clyde based, which will be awesome. You're going to feel that GTA-ness through and through, especially after the backlash that's hitting now. And those people that are complaining, if you are, who cares that there's a female protagonist? Lara Croft, Bayonetta, is that another big one? Nier Automata. What about all those things? Man, look at all those Final Fantasy games with female protagonists. Holy moly, there's so many. So no, I don't think anybody is really doing it. I think it's just gaming journos blowing that out of proportion and just creating stuff that isn't there. People just want that comedy that that GTA is known for. That mockery, that just the parody of American life that GTA is known for. That's what people want. I'm sorry I've gone on so long. It's just I've read a lot, I've seen a lot today, and at first, like I said, it didn't do anything to me. It just I was like, yeah, whatever, cool. I'm still going to play the game. Now, yes, I'm still going to play it, but if this really takes a dive and it goes the way of Saints Row, I'm just going to stick with GTA 5. And I've been playing it for 10 years. So, so be it. I'll continue to play it on Series X like I have been, and PS5. I played on both. But, yeah. Tell me what you guys think. I've gone on long enough. Drop it in the comments below. Have a civil discussion. Respect other people's thoughts and ideas. Be nice. It's civil. You can disagree. Be civil. That's all I ask on this channel. Again, I don't cover too many articles like this. Stuff that has to do with politics, because that's clearly what it is. It is politics. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Drop your comments down in the comment section below. Again, be civil, be nice to each other. Life's too short to be nasty. Do unto others, man. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Come on. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this video. Head on over to our socials, follow us over there, and yeah, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Like we always say, be legendary. Thanks again.